year we try to top ourselves, and we're just amazed. Look what you're doing with us this year. It's been experience, and we're going to have regenerative farming. We're going to talk about living soil. Jesse Dodd, BioVortex, and Jeremy Plume, a lot of those guys, to really leading edge of agriculture and sustainable farming, which is fun. So we're going to have given our first honorary award for that. We included the CO2 in the contest, and boy, I didn't know if we'd even get many entries, but I think we have a few dozen or something. It's just amazing what came in for that. The CO2 cartridges are just exploding, of course. Everybody knows it. And we ended up with, I believe, about 1,200 entries. We don't know. I'll know today. We got so floored. We thought we'd have 800 was our tops, and then we came in because we moved the deadline up, and we made it a lot harder to enter. Not purposely, but because we got to get the testing done and all the challenges of moving stuff.
Sure.
And we still got 1,200 entries.
Yeah, crazy. That's like an extra 30% from last year or something. Yeah, and
on the judges and the testing. Wow.
Yeah, you see, you created a monster.
Well, there's about 700 flower entries, so our judges have to take that from 700 down to a top 50 by the weekend, and then go home with that. And of course, we got a top 50 we'll put away for you, and you can do your own judging with us. But I wish you were out here closer because we get you involved. We had to get a couple extra people involved.
Oh, I know.
We bring back some old school judges to really help get through that much material that fast.
Sounds like a challenge for sure. So we're looking forward because I mean we have so much more going on this year than just me being on a panel once.
Last year was it was cool to go dig it.
Oh yeah,
and I hope we still get to do a lot of that because that was actually super awesome. But it is cool that we're having a presence this year. That's the one
it's going to be super fun. We're looking forward, and I know it's going to be. I mean, we're already everybody. It's kind of interesting because my wife is coming with me this time too, and she's realizing because half the customers that call her are like, hey, I got to get this jacket because I'm going to be going to California in a week. And she's like, wait a minute, where are you going to be? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just bring it. I'll see you there. You know what I mean? So it's already like we got people already ready to come telling us that they're on their way with fresh hoodlum anyway. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, well, we've got every hotel room. We're backing up hotels 30 miles each direction because of it. I mean, we'll have 30,000 for the weekend, and just it's going to be a packed house. So, everybody's coming in, and it feels good. It's really a community gathering. It's holiday season. People are ready to celebrate, fall harvest, the whole thing, and it's going to be a blast. So,
have you changed? So you've added more categories now to the judging too, as far as how.
Yeah, we added the CO2 so we could get the vape pens in there and give all these new companies a chance to compete. And that's been very successful. And then the Regenerative Farm Award, talking a little more about that, how we've taken all the soil across this country and basically, taken all the nutrients out of it. And we need to regenerate our farms rather than just bring in guanos and fertilizers and whatnot from thousands of miles away. It's not going to sustain itself. They're saying there's going to be no green sand, no phosphorus in the next couple of years. And it's going to be a challenge. So Jesse Dodd and Jeremy Plume put on the Cultivation Classic in Portland last year, basically having all the entrants, vet their farms out for Regenerative Farm Awards. And we thought it was a great idea. So we brought them down. Jesse's going to run that. We have a panel on that. It's going to be a really great thing to teach people and educate people, and we can all learn together and get to the highest sustainable farming techniques we can get to. So that's good too. And then we have a double again on the Lifetime Achievement because we're bringing in Meredith Mathers along with Martin Lee. It just seems like there's so many of these people that have done so much for the industry for so long. It seems like every year we bring in two just to catch up with all the people that really should be honored.
Yeah. Well, also this year is going to be the first obvious year after the passing of 64, so it's going to be a extra big party, I think, this year, on top of the fact that now it's also reality. It's also a little bit like better party now before it really gets to be business, because the business is coming.
Well, hey, you're right, but we were really, we got a lot of flack for coming out, early on in support of 64 from the farmers. Kind of went back and forth, and there was a lot of it was like the Civil War, brothers against brother in a certain way. I had some friends took me to task, and I really respect all of them, and I respect their opinions. I still think, especially with Trump coming in and Jeffrey Sessions being our Attorney General, but it's really great that California staked out its ground to adult use legalization, and now we're in there, and the business aspects of us pulling all that business, and next year being able to have people come in without even having licenses from all over the world, it's going to be amazing. So for the patients and for the people of California, it's a great thing. For the farmers, they're going to face some challenges, but they were already facing challenges. I mean, it's already a huge crop this year with cheap prices.
Yeah, no, and it's hard to change. Most people don't want to do it, so they're always like gonna resist if possible. But then there's a moment in time where you're like, all right, well, you're definitely you should just become what you're trying to fight against, because that's your only option. Otherwise, you're fighting against extinction, which is coming around the corner, no matter what.
It is. It's like the reservations. So I feel like, on my own part, I'm helping lead people onto the reservations, and in a way, they're going to end up being regulated and taxed to death. But if they don't, the alternative is extinction. And so it's kind of an interesting path in that. We're up here. We're looking at OGs, the very finest right now being 1,200.
Right.
And really good quality. Anything else in weight anyway, $1,000. And so, we've already got a huge crop up here, which is a great year for most of us, and so we're going to deal with that. But at the end of the day, people just can grow a little bit more. Patients get a great deal. It's like I remember when the old days of Thai was 1,200 back in the 80s. I mean, everything was really cheap. You're going to see ounces go way down to clubs. All of a sudden, there's a lot more competition, and people are going to get really incredible access to good medicine for reasonable prices.
Yeah, I mean, it was the kind of writing was on the wall anyway, because as a grower, you always kind of knew that, we were getting paid for the risk more than the actual product itself. We're like, at the end of the day, it was like, okay, well, if I grew a cucumber, it took me like X amount of time, and I got like $4 for it, but how come I get like $400 for that? It doesn't, but it's like, it's all the risk, you know what I mean? And then the risk's alleviated, and people wonder why it's cheaper. It's like, well, that kind of comes with the territory. And then on top of that, you got also the fact that so many new growers, and some people, unfortunately, can just kind of like come out of the gate, not have to go through all the growing pains we did because we made it all easy for them, you know what I mean? And just kind of bang out crops, and you're like, huh, okay, well, because there's no risk on top of it because they got a legal place to do it, and that's being shown. That's kind of what we want, but at the same time, we're also like, wish it would be a little harder sometimes too. Like, can't you fuck up sometimes because can't make it so easy.
It's exactly what you just said. It's tough. On one side, it is what we wanted, but it's not good in some ways for the long term, especially old school farmers that didn't get up to speed and start doing. Now they're all coming and saying, you know what? Now I do want to get these permits, and I do want to get all this. And they're like, wow, you really. And I'm like, I told you guys years ago. You really need to start that now because it's just going to be a regulated marketplace, and now they see it. And but. It's okay. They're gonna have amnesty.
You can diversify right now too. The good part is, I mean, you guys are in like such a unique position in California for world attention. You know what I mean? Because like, as a kid, when I landed in California, I thought of weed the minute I landed. You know what I mean? Because I was like coming out of the East Coast, so I'd be like, weed. You're like weed. I start thinking about it. You know what I mean? So it's in the it's already built into the system. As far as like Cali weed. So. That's good, they'll do great with it. But the reality is, on a guy who's been exporting his weed to the East Coast for his whole life and getting, $2,200 a pound back when it, on 100 packs or whatever. Those days are over, as far as.
Yeah, they are.
And
they're over.
Yeah, which is part of the transition, you know what I mean? Like, we have our own transition. The Trump transition is one thing. We have the cannabis transition of the whole country, you know what I mean? Like, and that's part of the transition is seeing the black market not completely disappear, because it'll always be there, and it'll be pockets where it's always going to develop, and it'll actually, because I want it to always be there because it's kind of where we're all from, so we don't want it to be like so bad that they don't even have it on the black market, but at the same time, kind of don't want to see it with other drugs and don't want to see it mixed up with other stuff, and just kind of like, it's nice to see it put in real places and real packaging and real, developed, but it's also kind of like the outlaw side of you and everybody that we know kind of will yearn back to the day of like just cash and bags, you know what I mean, and simple shit, and no like keep the duffel bag. It's like, there you go. See ya. You know what I mean? That's the big expense of the whole thing compared to like, oh, we'll get the license and, pay the employees and buy the security system and all this shit that comes along with it, which will be like different in 5 years. You know what I mean? Once it's it'll be so much harder to get in than it is right now.
Oh yeah, I'd say I do yearn for those days in many ways. Even though I've been out here, really pushing for this regulated marketplace, it was easy, and having gone through all of it with the labor issues and the regulation taxes and stuff, it's a challenging thing. But it's great in many ways. You're looking at these other markets like you guys, like radio, and the interaction with people is going to blow up. Magazines are coming up. You've got cafes in Canada that are emerging with cannabis and fashion and coffee. So you're going to have all these different elements, the insurance businesses, all these regulated aspects are going to bring wonderful other businesses in, and we're going to become part of like the whole family rather than just the outside black sheep doing it in the garage deal. Now we're going to be part of the whole commercial industry of this country.
Sure.
So it's good. That's great. I mean, we're going to integrate with insurance companies and everybody. And so we're going to be just all part of the family here over the next couple of years. That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, that is it's like as much as we hate all of it to even imagine the idea of insurance and included into cannabis, but the reality is that it's like that's the stuff that's going to normalize it all. The minute that we're able to pick up different policies, not just from one company who's willing to take the risk and give you some crazy interest rate, and you're like, oh, all right, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Even though it's like kind of retarded to do it, but now at the same time, they're going to start to do the opposite, where they'll start scrambling to get our business because they'll be like, the minute that they even know, which it's like it is happening because they're giving out federal licenses to work with stuff to give people a chance to get ready for when the big pharma gets involved, which is right around the corner. You know what I mean? Like, it's already happening behind the scenes, but it's going to happen in our face, I think, in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, where you're like, what? Like, everybody's involved. You know what I mean? I heard Corona's getting involved,
Well, they can do
drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Read drinks.
Well, the president of Constellation Brands, which is like the largest alcohol distributor, has already come out and said he sees this merging of the industries in a very positive way, with a lot of infused products, infused alcohol and stuff, and he's already coming out and stumping for how great it's going to be. So they see it, and Adelson, you look at the people in Vegas. I mean, everybody sees and they want their piece of the pie, and they're coming. Just the people coming to the Cup this year, I could name 3 or 4 people that we're going to be talking with that are substantial players in other industries that are looking at this and now seeing this is the time. So 64 was like the going over the top of the roller coaster. Now it's off the races now.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. Which is like we were saying earlier with the new administration and stuff. Like, ooh, that's pretty good timing. Like, did we like just catch ourselves enough? Because I mean, like Cali alone can push its weight around. You know what I mean? Already now that it has passed that. As long as it keeps it in check, obviously. But because like I already heard that shops are just like went ballistic like the day after, like woo, it's sold to everybody, and it's like, okay, guy, total Cali style, what I mean? Where you're like,
no, it's legal. I heard.
Oh, it's legal. I heard it.
Right,
I saw it.
Dude said when I got coffee this morning, they voted for it. It's legal, bro.
Yeah, so you're like, really?
Yeah, well, what we saw, what the biggest thing was, is that we've had incredible amounts of cases that have been dropped in the legal system.
Right.
They've just, these DAs and stuff have dropped, 20% of all cannabis or 30% of all cannabis cases. We'll get the numbers and stuff. I want to try to find by the Cup, but it's a huge amount that are like, okay, we'll never get a conviction on any of this.
Right.
It's over. And so you've seen a lot of people that would have faced prosecution and criminal charges that are now all going away.
That's all, that of course is what we've been wanting all the way along. But yeah, it's and it's interesting too because sometimes that's like the most interesting part of a war. Or something where, somebody signs something, and then it's how long does it take to get to the front lines for people to stop, prosecuting or attacking or whatever it is.
Sure. Is it like the cops, like the Japanese soldiers they found on that island in the 60s,
exactly,
still fighting the war?
Exactly. Like, what? Nobody told me, But it's kind of like that, too, where it's, luckily now, in one way, it's, that's one of the great things of the internet and everything is like, there's no denying people know it's up, And, but you'll still find pockets of that, I'm sure, where people will be like, still fighting that Reagan War, and you're like, I think you're a bit off. But who you got playing this year? I heard you got lots of good music.
We got Damien coming. Of course, we talked. He's going to host Friday night and play a few songs with Cali Buds and stuff. And then Saturday, he's going to headline with Stick Figure. That'll be a great show. We have Natalie Rice coming in too, and Irie. And then we've got Dirty Heads, who've got a big album right now, headlining Sunday, which is quite a coup for us because we came in before they really kind of blew up that latest album. And Tribal Seeds playing with them. So great music, but such a demand for the panels that we're going to run panels late. I think Jesse's going to do a regenerative farming panel or something like 7:30 during one of the main acts
That's
on
great.
Saturday night because people want to have panels. So
Good. And there'll be room to
Panels. They'll be rioting outside for panels. We want more panels. Yeah. Good. Well, that's great.
No, people do. I mean, they want the information. Plus, we've got a really packed team of people to do all the filming and stuff. So we're gonna get that fast on the sites and really put it out to our social media for free as soon as the show's over.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. I'm doing a panel. I'm doing a panel on Sunday. I think it is at 4 o'clock or something.
And then we have. I think you're going to be in the. Yeah. You'll have a great panel. It'll be exciting to see you. That's going to be good. And people have gotten so much into the genetics and breeding and whatnot. So many companies popping up left and right that they really want to learn. They really want to find out what's going on, and you got people doing some incredible work.
You're right. So we got. What time does it start on the first day?
It's 11, I believe. You're catching me. I'm trying to think about that because I'm always thinking about what gates open. I think it is 11 on both days, I believe. I'm always thinking of vendor loadings and stuff, but and it goes till 1:30 on Saturday night. It's an early end on Sunday. After Dirty Heads comes done about 9, we don't run anybody out. It runs late, but the music stops about 9.
Right. Cool. Because
so
that's good. That gives us perfect timing when we get there. So we're going to do a show on Friday and a show on Sunday.
Sunday after the awards, right?
Yeah. So it's
it'll
very exciting
be
for us.
interesting this Friday night. This Friday night pre-party will be interesting. It's the first year we've done it, and we'll probably just continue it in a way. But it was meant to be just a private party. But we were so late out the blocks that we just said, hey, throw it out, and the people that are in town or our patients and attendees should just come. So it'll be a nice mix of people.
Sounds awesome. So how many booths you guys got this year? Because
we have over 200 215 booths.
215
last year. We added on, which is the medical cannabis booths where you see all the products, and we ended up, I think, with about 215 by the time we finished. We pushed every inch of that place, and we still had another 50 people begging to come in.
Oh, I bet. I know.
And so that's an amazing thing that we had there. And then we have about 150 non-215, regular type booths, products, different product companies and whatnot. And that's even been pushed out to add in another 25 to 40, just so people can get in. So people are going to have a lot to see. There's places are going to be, just packed. We got little 5x5s. People, and now they're selling parts of their booths. It's like, it's just crazy. And so it's going to be, there's a lot, probably 600 different companies there. And you can spend a whole weekend just walking through those places.
Yeah, no.
And the VIP's really done nice. We took the VIP, which you'll see. We really dialed in the VIP this year. We took it back from a friend of mine, had Jonathan's involvement and Eric from Forever Flowering come in. We put up a couple of their really beautiful greenhouses. So you're basically in clear greenhouses inside this with floors. And really nice bars and stuff. And so the VIP is going to be rocking.
That sounds great.
We love hanging out in the VIP.
Well, that's where we'll be. We'll either be there or the panels.
I never liked it that much. I always thought that everybody should be together. There wouldn't really be VIPs, but they've gotten over the years to realize that the speakers and some of the people, they want to get together and meet, and there's no place for them to really find each other. And that place is so big. Once you lose people, you can't.
That's exactly it.
Place
that's the biggest problem.
All find each other and be there.
Exactly.
Just having everyone you want to talk to together is the best. It's not even about who you do. Being separate from anyone. It's like everyone I was looking all day for is standing right here together.
Yeah, you just end up walking 10 feet, talking to somebody, walking 10 feet, running into somebody who's walking 10 feet. Yeah, it's very.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's great. No, that's what I say is our favorite show for sure.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then it'll be fun because Damien's going to hopefully come out and really want to be more of a host because of Ocean Grown and what they're doing. We'll see how it runs Friday night, but that's a pretty big project. In fact, I guess he's got a dispensary or collective out in Colorado, right? They bought.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Yeah, they bought one out there, and then they've got Klinger State Prison, and they're looking into other places. And I was a little bit dismayed because I thought they weren't going to be doing. I thought they were doing outdoor, and they're really doing more indoor. But now I've heard that they're talking to people about really learning high-end organic techniques, and they want to step their game up too. So it makes me feel better. I was a little worried about kind of putting them in at first.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the idea of all weed grown in a prison without any outdoor weed going on and just it all inside is kind of depressing, actually. I mean, like, that is so depressing.
You got all those exercise yards out there, you know?
But
yeah,
I was just in Pueblo the other day, and it's like literally every single dispensary there had a skin ready to go for 2 or 3 bay greenhouse, like every single one of them, like, because it's like the obvious, if you're going to be growing in the desert or high desert or any of these kind of places, and you're not growing in a greenhouse, it's like you're growing indoors. That's like nuts, in my opinion. It's like, come on, you can utilize it so much better. But over there, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see with this California market with MRCSA and Prop 64 coming on. We're going to open up farming from here from up north all the way to San Diego on the border, and you're going to have 1 acres. I mean, I can't even imagine. We should start doing the math. We did it one time. You put 50,000 1-acre farms. You got 50,000 acres of cannabis.
Right.
And there's going to be a lot of really good, cheap outdoor on the market, just like it is in every other agricultural product. You wait.
Right.
The prices will come down, and indoor, and it's going to be competing with that. So it's going to have. It'll always have a niche where you guys are, or up in the northern states, or places with a lot of humidity or mold outside problems or something. You're definitely going to have indoor. It's got its place, breeding and starting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mixed light. It's going to be a vague thing. Well, at least out here, we're doing so much what we're doing starts, but we're using them outside in our greenhouses with mixed light anyway.
Even then, you figure like what with when they started doing importing and exporting, once those states where growing outdoors isn't so nice, they'll just start importing stuff, right? And they'll just get the Emerald Triangle goodies, or something.
Of course. And the thing is that we've already said Central Cal will just crush it because they're already ag-based and they just got all the shipping and the transport figured out. So
and they're already growing all the weed. That helps.
It helps in the growth of all the weed, so the combination helps, right? But no, it will be no competition to Nebraska or somewhere or some East Coast, like in Philly or something. It's like, of course they're going to buy Cali weed all day long, but it's another 4 years away, but at least.
So, are people going ahead full steam, or is people pumping the brakes, worried about Jeff Sessions, or were there mixed feelings around the vote once the election passed out there?
We've been so busy with our crops and coming in and the cup and whatnot. What I've heard, most people, just like everybody else, they're just in shock. They're not really sure what to believe. I tell them from all the studying I've done that the one hardcore thing about Trump and most of that group is they're states' rights people. They're very much into states' rights, and so I don't think that they're going to really try to get in the way of this many states that have passed it. And I think we already have too much steam, and I think he's going to stand down on that one. And I don't think Trump's against it. So I think people are going to go full steam out here. They all realize now that with the size of the crops this year, everybody's looking at it and just realize, okay, if these people are all going to grow 1,000 pounds or whatnot, then we're going to have to stop thinking about 50 to 100 pounds to live on. We're going to have to grow 200.
Mm-hmm.
At least in our neck of the woods. They're not thinking about competing with Humboldt or the Triangle. But I mean, the average crop in Humboldt now, they're doing, most of them are pushing acres, and they're doing 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And we're down there in Mendo doing 200-pound crops, or smaller. And so when the prices to get to 900 or 1,000, by the time you pay the trimmers to pull it out, you're only making $600 a pound. 100-pound crops is a $60,000 job. That's not really a wage anymore.
No, compared to and people.
Compared, it is. I still want to take that back. That's a good wage for most people compared to what these people have been used to in this black market, where it's been like they've spent $200,000 a year. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And I mean the combination of that and not people getting real picky, and all of a sudden that. You might get 60, but it might only be 54, and then they might even be this, and then it's like, oh my God! By the time you get nickel and dime, you're at below minimum wage. As a grower with 100 pounds of weed. So that's definitely not.
We're finding it's the B grade's going. It's like in anything else. I mean, it's going to be very tough for people to move B grade because there's just so much good quality cannabis that that they just don't even want it really.
Yeah.
So you're going to see people really have to step their games, or they're going to watch their stuff becoming concentrates or something else.
Mm-hmm. Then there'll be a shitload of concentrates, real dark ones, real dark 2-year-old, 2-year-old stuff, I mean, that is.
No, I got some stuff they want to show you.
Yeah, there is. There's always been same thing in California though. When it's been a good year, it was like kind of good, but it was kind of bad because then the prices would drop, and it was just noticeable everywhere. It was noticeable on the East Coast, West Coast. I mean, I think like 5 years ago there was some other really great year, and people were dumping $1,200 pounds in New York. You know what I mean, of sour, and I was like, what?
I remember that year. There
Yeah.
was that one year that just like it crashed. We were selling them up at our place for like $900, so they could sell them in New York for $1,200.
Yeah, exactly.
Or $800. We were selling them for $800.
Yeah.
People were like, we got to sell them in New York for $1,200.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Okay,
Right.
I guess it's $7 now. I
Yeah.
mean, it was the cheapest I've ever sold cannabis that 1 year and they were like 7s and 8s up there. And,
Yeah, it was nuts.
we might see that now. I mean, I've got people picking up stuff for that price right now.
Right, because it was like it was a crazy year where it was just like overload. People that normally were screaming for it were like calling everybody and calling each other and like, I don't know what's going on. And it was just like, it was a.
You know how flooded it is up here? It was so flooded with OG. So many people grew OG that they're actually requesting sour D.
Right.
And the sour D, which people were like, we don't grow that because nobody wants it anymore. Finally, the East Coast woke up and they were like, we don't want sour D. It's not as strong as OG. Give us OG. So they grew all this OG, and now they're like, you know what? We're so tired of it. Give us some sour D.
Yeah, you got to
So
get one
people
step
with the
ahead.
sour D are getting top dollar.
Right, you have to be one step ahead every year. You have to like stop growing for 1 year and then hesitate and then get back on track again or something like that. But yeah, I mean it has been the most predictable economy that I could work with as far as cannabis has always been like. Like somebody who didn't know what was going on was like, I'm looking for a bunch of weed in July, and you're like, of course you are. So is everybody. You know what I mean? That's like the most obvious question in the world. And then, I got a bunch of weed around October, and you're like, really? So do I. You know what I mean? Like, so you feel like it's now with legalization, it's just kind of a nonstop 24/7 kind of churn, or because that whole scheduling is not quite there anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not going to ever be the same. This year, they had such large depots up here in the Triangle that people were bringing out depots, heavy boxes, hundreds all the way into late, August. And so it never really dried out all the way back east. And it was already kind of a big year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So then it never dried out. So it never had a chance to really suck up a lot of that. As soon as it hit back east this year, it was already kind of backing up. So people are kind of panicking. I wouldn't say panicking, but people are very concerned up in the Triangle because nobody's moving any product.
Right.
They're all like, oh my God, it's already. And it's like, well, that's of course because you got these huge crops. And right now, I mean, you're getting, like I said, A-grade, top of the line, very best OGs at the max, 1,200. Really more like 1,000 is what people are paying. And so you really got that. That's not going to change because it's only going to get bigger. But you know what? It's not bad though. The thing about it is most people are growing more. So you have to look at your total dollars too. If you can grow 100, even for us, you can grow 100 plants and get a couple of 100 pounds. Well, it's still 200,000. So you just have to grow that. But when these 1 acres come on throughout California in the next 2 years, we'll see how much weight comes to bear. The thing that California has over you guys is that we have all the people coming to California and all the tourism and all the business and 35 million people living here. So we have our own economy. Oregon it's tough right now. All those California growers that went up there, they can't sell a thing. They're basically having a black market back east or whatever. There's no who's in Oregon. There's only a couple million people there.
Right. And they grow massive there too. When
they grow massive. My guys are up there, and it's like Southern Oregon. And one of those big guys up there is huge. But in Southern Oregon, there's only like 300,000 people in all Southern Oregon.
Right. No, it definitely it's not a market at all. It's a great place to grow though. But it's just this year we were saying earlier they got really pretty rocked with bad weather at the end of the season. So a lot of moldy weed in southern Oregon this year.
Well, we had the same problem. We had the wettest year on record in Mendocino. It normally rains 3 inches here in October. It rained 18 and a half.
Cool. So how those entries looking? A lot of fuzzy entries.
Yeah, well, what happened was the crop would have been so huge the prices would have been 600. We've had a lot of it wiped out to that, so we kept the prices to where they'll still be 900 or 1,000. You know, but no, we're not seeing too many moldy interest. Hello?
Yo, we're here.
We're here.
Okay. Oh, just gave me a warning. My battery's going dead. I got to plug it in my computer. Yeah, so we did have a lot of mold. There was a lot of problems, although I'm not seeing it on the entries. The stuff I've seen so far, we've had the best entries ever. I think people have finally realized if they just pay attention and go through the very best of their material, and then go through the best of that, and then go through the best of that and find three great ounces, they'll find 3 ounces without mold that looks stunning.
Right. No, and it's such a...
If you grew 50 pounds, everybody's got 3 ounces of killer bud and 50 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you just do that, then you look good. So actually, most of these people have learned that.
For sure. And it's like it's always the biggest fucking plants that get nailed anyway. And it's like I think a lot of people learn to put things in a little later. They get better results out here, for at least, maybe not out there, but put stuff out earlier here, you get hailed on. There's a million issues that we have, which are fundamental for outdoor growing, and I think that's just getting it to the finish line. And I was saying earlier, we smoked so much weed with mold in it, we didn't even know. We have none of us
for years
ever. We would take moldy bud out if we saw it, but I mean, there's probably been precursors to mold and mold grown and all sorts of shit that we smoked. So I think now everybody's getting a little bit. I mean, you have to do it for your testing, but I think it's sometimes for outdoor growers, it's pretty much like, unless you don't want to let the plant grow to the right the maturation rate or whatever, if you want to let it take it early, not. But if you want to let it go to the right spot, it's almost like you have to let it get to that spot where it's like, it's close.
Yeah, it's close. And they had to make that call this year, a lot of early bud because of that. But, it's being a farmer. Every year is different. That's what's exciting about it. And, our people up here have just done an amazing job. I can't wait to give you maybe a top 70, not even a top 50. There's going to be so many entries. I think the judges are going to go home with the top 70. You know what? When you get to that point, every one of those is incredible. So look at it and try to bring it down from a top 50 or top 70 to top 20. That's a tough job.
Well, Mitch and I will be there. We'll be ready with the last. We'll be the last. We'll be like where everybody else is almost dying, and we'll come rolling in.
Exactly.
All fresh lunged, fresh and.
Woo! We got it. You guys are getting a little hazy.
We got this all figured out.
Pass the baton.
No.
Do you guys do concentrates?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course we do.
We do everything.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll try to put a top 20 together for the concentrates, and you can give us your opinion on that one too.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of.
Especially the non-solvent concentrates. That's our specialty.
You can be there for the chalice, right?
Oh yeah.
All solvent.
We don't do any solvent concentrates.
That's true. You don't do any solvent. Yes.
That's all we're doing. Yeah, you're just going to get full melt and rosin dry seed.
Well, that's
terrible.
Sometimes
terrible.
You got to do it for the people. It's duty calls, and you got to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Tell us about the live rosin and rosin pressing and then the CO2 and all that stuff. How is that for permitting? Was that a nightmare or what?
Well, we're just going through that process. Absolute's just gotten theirs down in Santa Rosa, and we're just going to set up our licensing permits this spring in Mendocino. So technically, everybody's just flying under the radar and just being in compliance at this point. But it's an evolving market. The rosin presses are changing so quickly. I mean, just in 1 year, the R&D that's gone into it. That's one of those things about ancillary markets. Okay, it's not just cannabis. The people making rosin presses, people that are these people and innovation, and it's amazing to see rosin presses evolve and the quality of the rosin. We're still. I mean, I look at the entries. You're still seeing a lot of dark entries. But you're also seeing on the shelves in the dispensaries and the real high-end people are just making phenomenal stuff. I mean, our genetic company this year, we created a Durban sherbet and a Durban lime. My guy, Mike Angelotti, who runs that and is our head farmer, he learned from all these people. Wasn't really a geneticist or a real advanced farmer, they looked at all that, and went out and bred a bunch of strains that we actually hit a couple of Grand Slams. I'll show them to you. We had the concentrate judges at the meeting, and they were grumbling that they could find things, incredible, make a tea and whatnot. Happy days. And I said, okay, so we brought out our stuff, and they were like, man, this is like 10 out of 10. This is like amazing. This is as good as it gets. And you're seeing, not just Taylor. I mean, we've got a couple of kids in Thomas and Harrison that are like the new group underneath, Taylor Beazle and third gen with Brandon Parker, going back to the old cats, and really kind of winning the awards. This whole new crew underneath them have all learned, and now they're making stuff that's worthy of that. And we have two of those guys, and so you're going to see across the board over the next couple of years more and more of this 6-star full melt that's just, stunning. And it's going to also get cheaper and cheaper. It's not going to be 120 or 140 a gram. It'll drop down to where it's 60 a gram, where people can really start affording to, like, and just like OG, it went from just the elite to where, everybody could afford some of it.
And that's the data I've personally been waiting for, is that when proper hash has been available, when proper hash is at a good price, and it takes a lot of herb to get there. So having sort of the herb value decline, it's good for everyone to be able to smoke hash.
Yeah, and to see the quality levels that we're talking about. Although with the talking to SC Labs and Alec Dixon, and they have new testing equipment that'll be 1,000 times more sensitive, and they're really looking at the high failure rate for a lot of people. If you've ever used Eagle 20, or 5 years earlier in your dry rooms, anywhere it could come out. It's going to be testing for it, so it does become concentrated into concentrates, and so we have to go through an education project over the next couple of years and get people to really realize it's going to take really truly organic medicine to be able to push through those concentrates and still pass the tests. And then once we do that and we get into these acre farms, then you'll have enough bulk to be able to produce cheap solventless concentrates, and then all of a sudden you'll see these 6-star grams for $15-$60 a gram, where people are going to really really move away from flowers.
I think it's inevitable. I mean, if you look at any country that has a profusion of, look at Morocco. They have plenty of herb to smoke. Yeah. They don't smoke it.
Yeah. Oh, even me. I've now gotten into that, the 6-star full melt, and just doing little small dabs, and it's like so clean. It's an amazing feeling. No come down. It's just so light, energetic, and creative. I'm already sold on it, so they got me already. You smoke a joint, all that paper, or just the heaviness on the lungs and stuff. It's heavier high. You have more of a sugar come down. You all of a sudden have the low glycemic thing going, and you don't get that. So, no chlorophyll. It's great. We just, at this point still, that stuff's so expensive. All that stuff gets sold. As soon as Brandon or Third Gen or Taylor or even us, we get that stuff made, we're selling it for, minimum wholesale 50 a gram, and all of a sudden it's, 22,000 a pound. But if you see how much time it takes, now that I look at what it takes, you're doing, 4 or 5 pounds at least of the very finest, to 5 pounds to make a pound of that. So, and you're going through a lot of work. So.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I remember making first bit of bubble hash before the bubble bags were even made, with that XL 420 thing from Switzerland or whatever, and it was like, okay, it takes that much to make that much, and out of all of that, I only want to smoke that part of that part. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, now we're talking expensive, because if you're talking about the whole plant, yeah, but once you started breaking it down amongst different screens, you realized you only really wanted that particular screen of that thing, and the rest was all meh. And then I was like, well, that's 100. I was like, that's 100. I told people that's $100 a gram. They were like, no, you're crazy. And I was like, well, you just even try to, it's worth a lot more than that even. It's just like, that was my way to scare them off at that point. It's like, if they said yes, I got scared. Then I got scared. It's like, shit.
Well,
fuck, they're gonna buy it. Then where am I gonna get it from?
Now they want it.
You're like, I'm the same way. As soon as you get that, that 6-star full melt, it's the very finest, not full spectrum, all isolated. Then you're like, okay, forget it. That's all you want. That's all anybody wants. Well, when people smoked OG, that's all they wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want headband or anything else. It just didn't take them up high enough. Well, when you get that stuff that's that fine, but then why shouldn't everybody get a chance? Like I said, I really think that this is the beginning of it. And over the next couple of years, you're going to have 100 people that can make that quality concentrate. And they'll be making it commercially on these large grows, and you're going to see in the cup, you're going to just see amazing amounts. Like now, it's much more rosin. People are trying to win that rosin contest. Yeah. I don't know what we got, but we got a ton of rosin entries, and not that many 6-star full melt because it's a tougher thing. Okay, but I think that'll in the next couple of years because these guys won't be able to, if they want to make their niche, they'll have to do it that end because rosin's going to be so commercial everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the whole thing with rosin is literally locality. You know what I mean? Like you'll be able to go in someplace and squeeze out some stuff and smoke it there, and there's no purge or any of that kind of happening. And then on top, it's also tastes different at that moment than if you squeeze it and let it sit for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks of stuff, sometimes it doesn't have the same kick or same pop or same whatever it is. And so I think that'll give a new experience and a whole new option for people to supply services for people as far as roll into a little juice shop and they have a little press and squeeze it out for you, and there you go.
Freshy.
So, that I think that's going to be hopefully another little market.
That's a good point, Adam, because you're right. The rosin shelf life isn't that long. It doesn't last that long, and it degrades. And so, just like anything else. So yeah, you're doing that kind of instant on tap type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be definitely. I would imagine that'll be one of the things they'll feature, like at little microbrewery versions of cannabis farms.
Sure, I mean, because that's like not everybody has a rosin press at their house, or is going to go back to the old hair straightener after they've seen a rosin press. They'll be like, "Why would I ever go back to squeezing it with a thing and putting a C-clamp on it and squeezing it harder and getting one little couple dabs when they." Because now the machines are getting reasonable. They're like $1,600, $1,800, and they're pretty damn good, some of them. And of course, you can spend $30,000 or whatever you want to spend and go. That's kind of the classic in the hash world where you'll see stuff that's the simplest little thing that's just like, oh, that does that, or you'll see something that's just half of a room or something. Spit CO2 and stuff. You're just like, whoa.
Oh yeah, but you know what? We've tried a bunch of them, and they're still doing R&D on them. They're getting better all the time. But you're just like in any industry, we're at the front end, and they still break. There's no warranties on them. We've gone through so many rosin presses, and it's funny. We're doing R&D for these companies, really.
Yeah.
But they don't give us any warranties and stuff. But it's okay. They got a lot of costs going in development too. But it is nice to see, and they are getting really. You can find good ones now for a couple grand, and more people are going to jump into that. And at the Cup this year, we're going to really do a lot of education on that, so it'll even be more of explosive business. But it's going to be fun. We just have to open up the whole world. That's all. We just have to export cannabis everywhere.
Yeah. And you got any officials coming through that you know this year, like political officials or?
We have Assemblyman Jim Woods coming in. He's going to be there. We've got Lori Ajax, who's the California czar for Governor Brown on cannabis. She's kind of like the lord of cannabis in California. So she's going to come on. The head of State Board of Equalization, Fiona Ma. And we're going to have Omar Figueroa, a really good friend and an amazing attorney. He's going to moderate that panel. So we're going to really, take the gloves off and, go to town with what 64 means, how we're going to work, how is this going to be integrated in tax-wise and whatnot, how they're going to open up the banking. And instead of just having a lightweight, we're bringing in Omar to moderate that. So that's going to be a great panel. I'm really looking forward to that. And we have different mayors, councilmen, supervisors coming in. We invite them all in, and it's going to be a good crowd. Really blown away by the speaker list coming in.
And you guys are going to get this on video and make some sort of a post-production thing after this?
Oh, yeah, we put it up on our sites immediately. We've done that for years. Last year, they screwed up the audio, and I brought in some pros this year to really make sure we didn't make any mistakes because there were so many great panels. But we always put it up. But then we had somebody attack our sites and take down all of our sites and all of our YouTube stuff. And so we've had to rebuild everything from scratch. And so we're just putting it all back up because we have every year's worth of panels up on the sites on YouTube. So we'll do the same thing. Your panel will be up within a week, and then people can see it because we're trying to teach people not only in our area, but of course across the state and the country and the world, really. And why shouldn't they have these regenerative farming techniques or these breeding techniques or forms of cultivation or science or medical stuff? I mean, they should, really. I mean, they need it as much as we do, and they need it quick. And, you see these other places that are charging $400 or $500 to come to a conference. I mean, you come in here to the conference, you're paying $60, and you get Damian Marley and all that.
Right.
But it's like that's not what we're there for. We're there to just really, blow people away and let them see, the best of the best and be inspired.
Yeah, one thing we're stoked on is that you always have good food there too. You always have
food options there, killer.
Yeah, that's always important.
I mean, that's the thing. All the little things there. It's the same as we said last year. The food is just like kind of indicative of the whole thing. Everything's been thought about. The whole experience is just. It's like at High Times. And I hate to talk shit about them, but at the previous cups, it definitely seemed like it was like, okay, let's sell the booth, let's get the money in. Okay, everyone paid. Okay, cool. The rest will sort itself out. And the big contrast at Emerald Cup is like, obviously down to the wire. You guys are focusing on every detail to make it a better experience than it was even last week in the planning.
Well, you know what? It's crazy to say it. I mean, I don't feel like we've really gotten it right or had a chance to do it right until this year because we've grown so quickly. It's not my background in large productions, and we're working with Ineffable Live, Dan Sheehan and Thomas Cousins. They do Cali Roots, a big 30,000 sold out show here in Monterey. And so they're basically Dan's co-producing the show with us this year, and Thomas helping out too, the group. And so their whole team has come in, and so we're really making it run seamlessly. And we have time now to go back and figure out all those details, like making sure all the VIP lists are right. People aren't standing in line for 2 hours. And we actually have an extra dozen really incredible food booths. And we're getting all these details down so that nobody will have anything but an incredible experience. So this is the year I'm actually most excited to present because I get to spend more time actually visiting and hosting the show. Mm-hmm. And we get to have all the details in place on that 20 things that got missed. So
gotcha.
It's a big 30,000 people for a weekend. It's like putting a city together.
Right. No, it's crazy. And it always is nice when you've got it's all about team. Once you got any kind of crazy large-scale production of any kind, it's having the right team in place, and then you can actually, take time to actually look at things properly instead of being putting out fires the whole time. Because that's usually what happens. You're like, look for this guy, that guy, this guy. And you're like, oh, my God. So I've done 800 people, and I can't imagine 30,000.
No,
So
yeah, but the thing was also though, being a show guy, production people don't know what to do with themselves if they're not doing something in the show. Yeah. And so for me, it's like if I'm not dealing with some crisis or running around, it's almost like okay, I feel naked or something because I'm so used to putting shows on, like smaller 500,000 person shows. And
yeah.
But it's going to be fun. I'll be able to actually come to the panels. I'll be able to see you guys, get around, see some of the music, and just really wander around and take it in like everybody else. So it's going to be a blast. I'm excited about that. And then seeing what you guys think of your judges packs. We'll see what you guys come up with.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting, at least for me.
So what's the actual website? What's the website from Emerald Cup?
TheEmeraldCup.com.
Just good.
Yeah, it's TheEmeraldCup.com.
It's hard to remember. No, it's not.
And you got a photo contest too going on, right? That anyone can just sign up and submit on Facebook, maybe.
What's that?
A photo competition too. Like a picture, photography.
Oh, a photo. I'm sorry, I can't hear what this thing is.
No, that's
cool.
Yeah,
we got a photo competition. It's digital. You can get the information online. I got TC's running that. We had an old friend of ours do it for years. People brought him in. Just printed out copies, but it was like, okay, let's come into the 21st century. So it's all digital, it's all online. You can go do it. We're gonna have Alex Gray and his wife Allison there. Some other really amazing visionary artists, Tribe 13. So we're gonna have some incredible art bringing in, visionary art and artists. So the photo contest and all that is a real important part of the show too, because it's integrated media. We really want to have the most inspirational art, and that's why we're bringing Dougie in for the glass blowing demonstrations and whatnot, because we really try to make it, just something more for people to do, and really be inspired by and get out and have fun. So that's a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing the photo contest too. I never even get to vote.
Yeah, it was pretty official. You got to write your name down next to something. I really enjoyed it last year. You just put my name. It's like, or putting a little number. It's like, I put a little slash right next to that one and that one too. So it's fun. It's kind of funky how unofficial it is.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for joining us, and giving us a little update. We're going to be there soon enough.
We'll see you in about a week.
Exactly. Definitely in a week.
Yeah, it's quick now. Boy, it's short time.
The week goes by quick. We know that.
Yeah. You're gonna be on Friday night? You guys coming in?
I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be there. I think I fly in Friday afternoon. So we're doing the show, and then we're pre-partying.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have the judges' packs. We'll come in. I'll see you guys. We'll get in and we'll get to hang out with Damien. We'll see what happens. But it'll be intimate. And we'll all be there. So I'll take you and make sure we have a good time.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds good, man. See you soon, Tim.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Peace.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks. They're super professional. Those guys too. They sent me everything, like everything organized, where to be, where I'll be, where to park.
Oh yeah, it's all
cool.
All that. Let me get some parking info.
Yeah,
that was a little shady last year. It was just guessy. It wasn't shady. It was guessy.
Yeah, so I'll give you all that. And Hazel was in charge of put that all together, and then Nicole. Thank you guys. They got us hotel rooms, got us everything kind of lined up. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. So
all lined up. Perfect.
We're
ready to do it at the ADS Pavilion.
ADS Pavilion.
No clone zone.
ADS Pavilion.
No clone zone. No clone zone.
No clone zone.
No clone zone. No clone zone.
No clone zone. No clone zone.
We got to do more shout-outs before we're done. We got 7 minutes left, and we need to do shout-outs this hour.
So bam.
Holy smokes.
Well, if we just switch over right now, we have Way to Grow pulled up.
Boom!
Way to Grow.
Ready.
Big-ass store-wide sale.
Big
Everything in the store. The first 2 and 23rd.
Oh, you know what we got to do, though?
What's that?
Is the Idiocracy big-ass fries.
Big ass.
Big ass. We're going to get that one. We're going to get that somehow and slap that over that at the beginning of next week when they're still on their big-ass sale. We'll have it done. But now their big-ass sale is on all 7 stores. There's that one. Silverthorne I keep talking about. Colorado Springs, the most southern one. Fort Collins, the most northern one. And then all in between. Boulder, boom, boom. Denver. Just destroyed Denver. Can't go anywhere without finding them. Bam. There they are.
Boom. There they are.
There they are. Look at that.
There they are.
Pow. The plane just flies around and around. That's its route.
Yeah, I missed that plane.
I wish the plane could deliver stuff too. Like it just
Way to Grow
goes the route and
drones.
it just drops it.
Or drops
Way
a
to Grow
drone
drone,
down,
yeah,
and the drone would come down and
Like
drop
Amazon.
it.
Waitodrone.com.
Waitodrone.com. No, it's waytogrow.net, right?
Yeah, .net.
Waitogrow.net.
Yeah, so there's no comms. But what we can do is get everything you need, as long as any media, any
Your gross stones.
nutrients, your
New
gross stones,
millennium.
all the stuff we talk about.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you wanted it all, you could go to Way to Grow and get it all there.
Except for Build a Soil, you'd have to kind of
Oh no, of course.
go to Build a
Go to
Soil.
Build a Soil.
they might be able to be like, what are you talking about? Because that would blow them away. But they actually, I bet they know about Build a Soil though. That they could have.
You think it's on their radar?
I bet. Now it must be. Look at that. They have all the name brands for all the lighting. What was that big ass sale about anyway? It was just
Big ass sale.
Big ass sales. Everything in the store is on sale.
Is that what it is? How much?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to ask them. You got to drop the ADS code, and then, you get a super sweet deal that'll beat anybody else in town. So it doesn't really matter what it is because it's just going to be the best deal you get in town, right? So, or in multiple towns in Colorado, really, because it's all around the state. So, that's what I think. So, waytogrow.net. And when you're there, you pick up some damn New Millennium, right?
Do it right there.
Oh,
while
yeah.
you're there.
Oh, yeah.
Pick that up, get some Ruby.
They have their own little aisle there. I saw it.
Nice.
Working on their own aisle. Pick up that Ruby full if you have. Doesn't matter what you're growing in. Pick up the Ruby full and just use that as a sort of little flush in between your feedings, and you just see the results just from that. And tell me if you're not impressed. That's just the fulvic, but it helps speed things up, clean up all your plants, make them a little happy, but you don't use it too much. But they have it in their formula, which is a very high-speed growth formula and a high-speed flower formula for your plants that just kind of like keeps them on their toes. You know what I mean? They don't. There's no lagging around. They're just
No
like,
playing.
No slacking.
see that decision? That's when you decide.
You've decided for them. You don't wait for the plants to come.
decider.
Make their mind up.
You're the decider.
Some bush.
I am
there.
the decider. And you decide and you say, fuck you, plant, you are flowering now. PK appetite, PK old school. Classic flower enhancer and hardener, kind of like helps plants sort of just
Beef up,
process
bulk up.
faster and kind of beef up. Just kind of beef up at that right time. And that winter frost is like exactly what it says, winter. So he goes, the plants frost on it. It's our winter time. But it is pretty awesome stuff because it really does work, and you only need it right at the very end, and not the very end because you got to flush. But when you've decided, just like and you hit it with a little decision, a little winter frost, and then you have decided it's over.
Done.
You are done.
And that's what you wanted to be. Done. Perfect. Controlled.
Yes.
Exactly how you want it.
Perfect control. Perfect control.
So New Millennium, get that stuff.
NewMillennium.com, right?
Yep. NewMillennium.com.
NewMillenniumNutrients.com.
Whew. See, you guys.
Pick them up.
Almost
Oh,
blew
look
it
at
the
that.
first
There's
time.
the map.
Second
See?
time.
Down in
All
Florida,
over
go
the
pick
place.
them up.
At Healthy Harvest, where are you?
Pick them up. Pick
You in
'em up.
Arizona?
Miami.
Look, they got this is like
No, not in
Other
Arizona.
New
Yeah.
York.
You over there in Indianapolis?
Oh, man. Next time you're visiting
Get the fuck over to
Indianapolis.
Harvest Moon.
Oh, man. Shout us out to them, dude. In the middle of that
Rhode
place
Island,
doing that
Rhode
thing.
Island,
Oh, my
What
goodness.
do they got in Rhode Island? Adam's favorite
Man.
state.
That's over there.
Let's see.
East Coast Hydroponic Warehouse. Go there.
And there's one
No
more.
chance there's going to be cops watching you in the parking lot, so just go.
Harvest
Oh,
Moon.
no, that's Foxborough. That's Massachusetts.
That's Mass. That's how close it is.
Man.
Can't even tell.
Go. It's legal
Oh,
now.
and let's shout out the Minneapolis store, too. Midwest Hydroponics. St. Louis Park. Ooh, you're fighting the battle out there. Oh, wait, they got PTSD out there. No, they never for their...
They all
all
got
do.
they all
never
got
mind.
it.
Shit, never mind. That
Yeah.
battle's over, right?
They do all have
Fuck it.
PTSD.
Cool. So, shout goes out to Incredible Edibles.
Incredibles edibles.
Now that's
so
the-
incredible and so edible. And so incredibly edible. And look at that. Their map is just bang, belongo.
I feel like I want to combine all the maps of everyone who works with us, and it's like a huge map all over America.
And just keep transparencing
That's-
them over each other
Exactly.
until you see how much they're like, wow, this place would be just like triple. You wouldn't see Colorado at all. They've already covered a good third.
Pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
They're the best edibles company. Thankfully, you can now go to Las Vegas. Anyone in the world can go to Las Vegas and get Incredibles edibles. You can do it in Colorado too, but probably more into it in Vegas. Get the Fireberry bar. If you don't love it, we'll give you your money back, but you give us the bar so we can eat it because we love it.
Not the chewed up bar, though.
No.
We don't want
Have
that
one
part.
piece, and we'll refund the uneaten portions.
But unfortunately, that's like a third of the bar, though, that'd be gone because that's a small
That
bar.
is the unfortunate part of the...
Fortunate and unfortunate because it's good that small.
it's good for some reasons. I don't know what they are.
Well, you get to enjoy it, you know. You get to savor every... Ooh, done savoring it. That's good.
No more
So-
savor. Forget the savor.
Would you like to try our extra big ass taco? Now with more
That's what you've been doing for the past few minutes.
Welcome to Carl's Jr. Would you like to try our extra big ass taco? Now with more
molecules. More molecules.
I don't think we're still doing.
No.
Whatever.
Oh, and look at that. You can get your Incredibles T-shirt and stickers,
that's cool.
too. That
I
is
see Incredible
boss right
stickers
there.
everywhere. He's just
Yeah,
playing it
that's
on
what
stuff.
I-
I see the stickers everywhere.
Oh, look at that. Golf tees. Oh, my goodness. That is just, man, you'd be the
Pin's
coolest
cool.
guy on the 18-hole course.
You need those. Everybody needs that.
Yeah, oh, my God. Show off your game. Yeah, that's... Oh,
I
man.
pretty much want to have
Look at
those.
that.
That's all I want.
Look at the...
Cool, the
they
E
got
on top.
Oh, man, that is...
What is it? A bowl?
That's rad.
Yeah, it's also Chillum, so you can just go ahead and... You just
No,
little
it's not. But you don't need one because just get the edibles.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Right.
You can't smoke your chocolate.
No. You don't want to. You want to eat it. It's delicious.
Pin it down, though, with that thing or something. Pin it to a cake.
Sure. Pin it to a cake.
Yeah.
Pin your chocolate to a cake.
Pin it.
See, peace, love, and
Spike it.
edibles.
Edibles.
And they got that in, I assume, more than just one color?
Oh,
I love Incredibles.
You know, they got it in white or white,
.com.
but they got it in different sizes. So hit them up. Get
Hit 'em
your
up.
gear, get laced up, and get your edibles, right?
Yep. Or look for their extracts in your local dispensary.
And, of course, buildasoil.com.
Soil.
Build a soil. Build a soil. We've never done it like that.
Yeah.
Call them toll free at 1-855-877-SOIL.
We used to say just ask for Jeremy, but he probably won't answer anymore. It used to just be him. But now there's a huge team of crazy soil nuts. I mean, these guys are more passionate about soil than you probably are about soil. That wasn't very good. But they're... Go ahead. Extra big-ass fries now with extra barbecue, I think is what he's saying.
No.
He might say molecules.
Welcome to Carl's Jr. Would you like to try our extra big-ass taco? Now with more molecules.
Hey, maybe they said molecules.
More molecules. Come on now. You don't want that. If you don't want that, then you're going to get...
It's not very vegan, but the living organic soil from Build the Soil is... You don't need any extra molecules.
They'll ship you a bag. They'll ship you a pallet. They'll give you the recipe. They'll do whatever you want.
You need a truck full?
You need a truck
Jeremy's
full.
got you.
Yeah. Just lug it right out. So
Truck full of molecules.
Truck full of soil molecules.
They'll be in there. Molecules are in there.
A lot of different kinds.
A whole bunch, actually. And you can custom blend those molecules.
Custom blend. All the different molecules that Jeremy offers.
Molecules.
grow that organic weed for the next Emerald Cup, right? Bam.
That's always the best.
Yeah, now's not the time to try to get soiled for to enter the Emerald Cup.
Oh, no, that's shit. Nah,
Next year.
Nah, next year.
Get ready
But
for
now's,
next year.
now's time to plan for next year, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Completely blew it.
Well, next up.
Grow
Grow stones.
Uh-oh.
Grow stones. Where's your grow stones? Make them.
Look,
Make them, guys.
I made one.
Make a grow stone.
I made one. I need one more. One more.
And guys, if you want to learn more about any of these products, check out the previous episodes we've had. We've had Jeremy from Build the Soil on so many episodes talking about the system. We've had Paul Acosta from Grow Stones talking about not only grow stones, but plants, plant biology. These people are real experts, truly passionate about all these products and designing them specifically for cannabis. And that's what makes them work great. Grow Stones, way better than Perlite. Save Perlite Mountain. They should make a Save Perlite Mountain bumper sticker or something, T-shirt or something, right? No?
No.
Brothers Grimm, using Grow Stones. Way to Grow, stocking Grow Stones.
Sunny Chiba.
Sunny Chiba, Geek Farms. But kind of everybody out there is really switching over to Grow Stones, understanding the benefits. Check them out yourself, growstone.com. Oh, they got them in Canada even.
International. And you can get them while you shred.
While you
Do
shred.
it, Grow Stones. Grow Stones. Grow Stones.
And
Map. Grow Stones.
another.
Is your new punk song or something?
No, that's
Grow
not
Stones.
Do it, dude. Start a band. KTI.
KTI and me starting a punk band about Grow Stones.
it. Gross down band.
Do it. Grow Stones.
Gross down.
See, those are the nice chunky Grow Stones right there. I like those. Chunky funkies, I call those. I don't call it that, but I do.
I just like the idea. I like the idea that they are real sharp for bugs when you get down close to them. And
You like anything that hurts bugs, pretty much.
bad bugs, yeah, not good bugs.
Grow Stones.
Gross down.
Doesn't kill good bugs.
Gross down.
Got done?
Doesn't kill good bugs. Doesn't kill good bugs.
So growstone.com. Get your grow stones.
Growstone.com.
Go to Way to Grow. Get your
Yeah,
grow stones.
Work on them. Work on
And
your grow
drink
stones.
beer. Gives you a reason to drink beer or wine, I guess, right?
Anything in a blender.
Anything glass.
Glass. Break some bongs.
No. that's never.
Lime.
No, that's not a reason. If it happens, you can rest assured, Growstone will be happy
Grow Stones.
when your bong breaks.
Grow Stones.
There you go. There you go. We got it.
And of course,
Oh.
Magic Bloom.
We got another
Got
map.
another map.
Gotta get it through.
Oh.
Oh, shit, man. We're in Alaska.
This
Let's go
map.
get some,
Oh my
grow
god.
some dank buds out
The
there.
maps are just killing it now.
All over the map.
Yeah, you go to the local steak park and you get your stuff. go to Southside. Southside's just crushing
all
it.
Locations
It's all
Garden
Southside.
Supply, all across Alaska.
Which is funny because that's like North Side, and that part's like South Side, and that part's like in the middle, but they're all South Side. And that one is definitely
Way up
South
north
Side.
there. And the Green Thumb Garden Center,
Green
too.
Thumb Center, but yeah, South Side has got Alaska. Well, not Alaska. They've got Anchorage on lock. So.
And that's pretty much Alaska.
What else you got?
Our friends out in Minnesota, they still
Eco Garden Supply. You got PTSD? Go get some veg bloom.
And if you're in North Carolina, God help you.
Fifth Season Gardening Company got you. Better not grow pot, though.
Yeah.
What about for our friends in New York?
New York? Oh, man. Let's see who's up there killing it. Let's see the upstate people.
There's only one guy in the city, but...
up in Buffalo. Oh, we got buddies up there. Buffalo Roots Hydroponics. And what about, what do we got in the city there?
Oh, yeah, it's a big city.
Crossroads Hydroponics and Organics in Newburgh.
So as you're heading into the metropolitan area. Just hit that up.
What about Rhode Island?
Oh, we got
East Coast Hydroponic Warehouse.
East Coast. And
True Blooms Hydroponics.
Look at that. Big shout out to all those guys.
Crushing on the East Coast. Best of luck to you. Oh, look, Nova Scotia. That's the furthest east you can get it. As you're about to go smoke out in Greenland.
Boom. Where they smoke a lot of herb, we learned today. A lot of maps in today's episode.
It's all maps.
It's a geography episode.
Yeah,
Appalachians, terroir. So
get up in there. You know, the great part is because they're adjusting for all the different water types in all these different places, it's going to produce a consistent, high-quality product no matter where they are. That's what makes Veg and Bloom so great. And you can find out more at hydroponic-research.com. Find out about the Plus Life, the Push, Shine. Of course, the base is the Veg and Bloom Dirty, the HD, the RO and Soft, and the Tap Hard. You can contact them. They'll help you analyze your water. They'll help you figure out exactly the blend that's going to work with what you're doing. Don't waste money on putting water in a bottle and getting it shipped to you. Just get the powder. You got water. It comes right out of the tap of your house. These guys can help you turn it into delicious for your plants, that is, remarkable fertilizer. Check them out at hydroponic-research.com. And, of course, seeds here now. Seeds here now. Seeds here now. Seeds here now. Seeds now. Seeds now. Seeds now. Seeds now. Seeds now. Seeds here 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 now. I got stuff to read from James Bean. Seeds here now.
No.
Now. Now. Seeds here now. Seeds here when. Seeds here now. Seeds here now. Seeds here now. Seeds here now. Oh, here we go. Boom. Wreckage, Cold Creek Kush, Alien Blues, Alien Bubba Berry, Tardis, and Nurse Jackie, all $38.88 a pack. That's cheap seeds. Wow. All Brothers Grimm, except the Cindy 99 and Apollo 13, only $88.88 a pack. Buy 2 packs and get a free Cindy 99X Haze 10-pack. Buy 2 packs of Homegrown Natural Wonders and get a free 10-pack of the Test CBD Project. Every order over $200 gets a free 3-pack from Ghost Genetics, and every order over $500 gets that 3-pack from Ghost and a free 5-pack from Wana Master Kush. Next week, the drops are coming by Canorado, Golden Coast, Franchise coming back, Swamp Boys, and Aficionado all coming 15th of December. Free pack of Dark Horse 3.0. He didn't say for what. He just said that. So someone's getting a free pack of Dark Horse 3.0. Maybe for, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
For being cool.
Being cool. Come by the No Clone Zone with us. Seeds here now.
No Clone Zone.
No Clone Zone. No Clone Zone. No Clone Zone. Seeds here now. No Clone Zone. Seeds here now. No Clone Zone.
Yeah, we got it.
If you're coming to Emerald Cup, come visit us. It's going to be awesome over there in the No Clone Zone. But don't bring any clones.
You won't be allowed.
Not into the zone.
No, don't bring clones to the zone. Never.
All right. Shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
Oh, shout goes out to, I guess, Eddie Lup Getting Out and Ladybug. Ladybug, I've been catching up on this show. The show's been hot on Tuesday, like at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, man, they're good stuff. Different perspective, different show. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Did you move yet, KTI? Do you live far away?
No, I'm doing that tomorrow sometime. So I got to go load up the rest of the car, and then I'm up to the mountains till further notice.
And then we'll never see you again? Or?
No, you'll see me again, but it's got to be right there. Hopefully there'll be so much snow I just get snowed in, and I can't ever leave.
Well, we'll see you at Emerald Cup.
Oh no, yeah, I'll be there for that. We're gonna meet up for that, and I'll show up for some other events, and come summertime if I move back down, I'm down. But
down.
Time for some POW.
Wow.
Pow pow.
Pow pow.
Oh. Big shout out to Vinny for making sales while we're sitting here doing this.
Slanging them.
Yeah, he was.
Slanging.
Double cupping it.
Crushing
slanging
it.
Double cupping it, leaning into the making sales.
No
on
big
the lead.
whoop.
No, I did good job there, and big shout out to my wife Cece for showing up, making sure everything's in order, and I think everything looks fine. Everybody looks happy still, so that's good.
And can we give a big shout out to the artists who are going to get us some glass for the show?
Yeah, big shout out to Chad G, who just dropped his stuff right here, which I don't know why you
Let's
wanted
open it up.
What?
Open it.
wanna
Open
look.
it on the air.
No, I don't want to open all this stuff.
You
on
open
the
it
air.
on the air. What is it?
Our UK visitors aren't going to be able
I
to make
haven't
it to
seen
the
it.
gallery opening anyway.
Open each piece.
You know?
Just show me
Then
one.
it's all scribble, scrabble.
Scribble it up. Scribble.
No.
Vinny has them all sorted. I wanted to see if they look like normal ornaments or they looks nothing like an ornament. That doesn't look like an ornament. It's got to be a tree topper.
Oh, that looks like fun.
Oh, is that multiple
A
ornaments?
tree topper from Chad G.
No, it's 2 ornaments.
2 ornaments.
There's another one here.
We're not good at silent.
There's 3 ornaments in here. There's no tree toppers.
No tree toppers. Okay. Don't get so testy.
Manure toppers.
No, I don't want to take the scribble, scrabble, ribble.
All right, we won't. We won't scribble, scrabble, libble.
No, scribble, scrabble.
Well, if you want to check them out after Emerald Cup, we'll be back here starting December 18th, 16th through
For the nose.
through the 30th, really. If you want to come after that, pick up some stuff for next year and make sure you look way better than it did this year.
so much better.
You can still come through and
Once
grab
you have
it.
Grandma's Christmas money, go blow it.
Come on back. We might have some more pieces come through. You never know. Maybe we'll have some double. We get some afterthought stuff. Return. Oh,
There's some lunchbox pieces here.
lunchbox.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple.
he's not on the list. I got to add him on the
Yeah,
list.
Lunchbox is up there. He brought his stuff in already. He was on time.
Oh, no,
Actually,
yeah,
he was really early.
Oh no, he was already here. Yeah. He was on.
Andrew Brown.
Andrew Brown's in. What's that?
That's Carver B.
Oh yeah. Okay. Carver. Gotcha.
Carver G.
B.
Sure, whatever you want to call. The event
Shout
can't
out
be
to
more than
Nick,
2
who's at the daycare. I have to go pick up right now. So.
Oh, nice.
So.
All right, I'll let you guys
One
get
second,
out
I'm
of
making
here.
grow stones. Next thing I'm doing.
Shout out to my amazing wife Reese and little kiddo Farron. I can't wait to go see them. We're finally all home together. It's been super long being on the road. I haven't seen you. Haven't seen them. It's been nuts. Oh my goodness. But we'll see you guys next week from Emerald Cup. On the road again, right?
On the road again.
On the road again.
It's gonna be good. We have 2 shows, right? Friday and Sunday.
Fuck, I think we're gonna
Yeah.
do the whole No Clone Zone as a show. No show zone. No clone
If we have
show.
enough, if we have the right setup, we can do that.
We'll see.
We'll try
We'll check it out.
either that or whatever. We'll see what happens. But definitely have 2 shows.
At least. We'll see you guys there.
All right, peace.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic shift on the record
Come on in. Are you in there? Where you at?
We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. I want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it...
Yeah, I was trying to do it in 1 minute. I had 1 minute time to get on. So.